Hi everybody, welcome to this quick 9 playthrough for the date that is now displayed on the screen. Remember to check the tournament times so that you have time to play all of your holes. Please hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Timestamps for all the holes in the video description down below. Bear in mind these are general wind conditions you will need to tweak according to the directions you face in the quick 9. And remember, some of these are old replays, so feature the old ball attribute levels. Good luck, here we go. On this par 4, we want to be getting near to the green if possible. We're going to go with 6 top spin and 3 bars of right spin, and I'm aiming comfortably within that little fairway patch there, leaving room for a great ball on either side. If you don't have 6 bars of top spin available, you can play with 4.5, but you will have a longer wedge in this wind angle. Adjustment here is max plus 15. Now, obviously, in tailwind, you can play with a power 5 ball and bounce directly over the rough and the bunker with obviously less top spin, maybe even some backspin if you're playing with high wind strengths, and go on the green there. But otherwise, 1 ball of curl to the right here, katana or kingmaker needed for the 3 bars of side spin, and we're going to roll very nicely. You can play with the Thor's hammer or the Apocalypse as well. Second shot from here is going to be a wedge, and we're going to play it Endbringer School, but instead of 20% elevation, I'm going with 10 because this shot is uphill. So we're reducing our base elevation down to 10%. If you don't know this method, check out my Quickfire Endbringer Academy video on the tutorial playlist on the channel homepage. If you get headwind on this hole, you can still bounce at the same original aim point as my drive, but you will be at short iron range, and you can play rings from min, but beware for glitch spots on this green. But regardless of the wind angle, a good chance to get an eagle. Hole in one here, we're going to play from the P3 min line with our sniper, with the red ring touching the rough. Then we're going to add spin, and I'm going with 1.4 backspin, so a light 1.5, no side spin, offset there, deliberately left of the pin. You can add spin with a basic ball if you want to before finding the min line, just to make sure you've got no accidental side, but if not, it doesn't matter. Min plus 30, power 3 numbers. Even with the wind angle variation, you shouldn't be pulling into the min line at all here, because it is a fair few degrees off level crosswind with this orientation of the hole. Bouncing very nicely though there. Second bounce at the start of the fringe, and we're falling nicely for the hole in one. What we're looking at here is crosswind with a little bit of headwind, sadly, so I'm not going to go for any power hooks. We're going to lay up with the extra mile. Spins here, we're going with 4 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left, looking at the red ring, touching the rough on the left, plus 2 yards with the extra mile level 8, obviously, plus 4 if you're playing with extra mile 6 or 7. A little bit of curl to the left, edge of the ball touching the outer wall of the adjustment ring. And then we hit perfect, and we want to get this ball down the fairway and roll towards the rough very nicely there. Anywhere around here is going to be absolutely fine. Somewhere between 340 and 343. Second shot, we are going to count rings from min here. And this is something that you may not have done before, but it is very useful for judging distance. I go 5 at a time to count my rings from min, and I'm counting the rings from min until I can see the top left of the blue ring by the fringe and the white ring touching the bunker. Once I'm at that position, I'm adding spin, getting the ball guide to the hole. I've counted up, I believe, 14 rings in this example, which is probably going to be about where it is. And 13 or 14 rings is going to equal around 35% on the slider. In this video here, I use 25% elevation. However, it is over-adjusted slightly, so I would recommend, as a general rule here, to play this wood club approach with 20% elevation instead. You will see this one just missing right, but it has a good landing position and a nice speed for the albatross attempt on this par 5. Onto this par 4, we're going to send it from the NMT position. I'm moving up directly in a vertical line to the top of plus 24 with APOC 5 and above. You would need to go to P5 max rest with APOC 4, so that's plus 30, I believe. 5.8 top spin, 1 right spin, and then we adjust max plus 10. Might need a tweak or two depending on wind angle and wind strength, so it's always advisable to take a token or two if you've got a couple of power 5 balls to spare. Like I said, doesn't need to be the Sawgrass ball. You can play with the Berserker if you want to. Max plus 10 P5 takes us to around plus 2 with APOC 5 and above, so you're going to have a really slow needle. It would be very smooth even with a Berserker. No curl, full overpower, hit perfect, bouncing on the fairway here and into the rough, over the water, and we're getting a nice rollout for a very simple wedge for our eagle. Now, if you want to support us on Patreon, you can do so. Details on the screen now. As part of your perks on certain days for the Quick Nines, there will be some Patreon exclusive Master General playthroughs for those holes used. So make sure you check us out there. So if you are in tournament, start with a power 4 ball. Find the min line with the power 4 ball, blue ring touching the rough on the left. Then we're going to switch to a katana, and then we're going to add spins. 3.2 backspin, 3 bars, side spin to the right. So 3.2 backspin, 3 right spin. And then here we are going max distance, 10% elevation. Max plus 10. Once we've done that, we are going to take our shot, but as always, or indeed most of the time with this hole, we do need a little bit of curl, especially playing from left side of the bunker. And you'll see here that I am adding some curl to the right. Edge of the ball halfway into the wall of the adjustment ring to the right. We hit perfect here. This is not a money shot by any means, but this adjustment will get you close if it doesn't get you in. Now with this par 5, we're going to play with a side spin 3 ball. I'm using a Kingmaker here, and we're using here 5 bars of top spin. It's difficult to get a consistent yardage on this drive sometimes, but the references I'm using here: yellow ring touching the rough, P3 max rest with the extra mile level 8. We're adjusting max plus 10. It's going to take us into a bit of overpower as there is some headwind. We're going to play with 0.8 ball right curl, and I'm adding on the amount of overpower I adjusted into. In this case, it was 3 rings. Clearly this drive is a lot easier in tailwind, but the idea is the same. You want to bounce over with the top spin and roll down this fairway to leave a long iron shot. Now if you roll too far, you're going to have to play the second shot with a short iron. As you can see there's the minimum distance line with my long iron. I'm using the Grizzly, and I'm playing rings from min because that gives me an accurate way of estimating my club distance. Once again, there's a tutorial about this method on the channel. Check out the Academy playlist. Top of the red ring touching the rough with the Grizzly, and then you're going to need between 1.5 and 2 bars of top spin, depending on the wind angle. Obviously, if you've got tailwind, you want to leave that tip of the ball guide slightly short. Headwind, you're going to want the ball guide through the hole, otherwise you will come in short. Rings from min with 5% elevation. Take care to adjust this accurately. A bit weird when you're pulling the rings on a slope, so just ensure a very straight pull if you can. Centre the ball and hit perfect. There's a lovely channel to the pin here with this pin placement. Bouncing in the rough very nicely. Brilliant chance for your albatross. We have very nice tailwind on the drive. So I'm playing with the rock, no move target. So don't touch the target until you come to adjust your rings. 3 bars top spin, 3 bars side spin to the left with a katana. Make sure you got your club and your ball pre-selected before you start the hole. Max plus 10 is the adjustment. If you're using the rock level 7, I would recommend you push up about 1.5 rings to 2 rings after adjusting, just to compensate for the lack of distance. Curl to the left as shown, ball touching the outside wall of the adjustment ring. And then we're going to hit perfect, and we want here somewhere around 330 to 336 or 37. Second shot, very good chance with the rough bump here. 4 top spin, and then side spin to the right as needed to get the ball guide to the hole. Usually going to be 2 bars, but if you've gone a little bit further on your drive, you'll maybe need 2.2 or 2.5 right spin. So start with 4 top and then 2 right, and then tweak if you need to. This shot I'm playing mid distance minus 10% elevation. So mid minus 10 is the adjustment here. Hitting perfect, and this one will bounce very, very nicely into the rough. And then the camera stays zoomed out so we know we're going to be close or in, and we just sneak this one in on the left edge for a lovely eagle. Not an easy par 3, this one. We're going to need a fair amount of backspin, so if you've got a lower level sniper you may struggle. Going with a Navigator here, as this was from Pro, but in Expert I would recommend you go with a Kingmaker. We're playing with 5 backspin and 1 right spin, and you can see the tip of that ball guide, a couple of green squares before the pin and also slightly to the left, because the wind is going to push us on as well. If you have headwind angle, you will need less backspin, and you will need to offset that ball guide to be above the pin slightly as well. Max plus 20 in this wind angle here. If you don't have much backspin on your sniper, you can play it with the Guardian if you just want to hold nicely onto the green. Tricky hole to drop though, but there is a hole in one on this par 3. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. Time to go aggressive here with a Berserker or a Sawgrass ball if you've got it and want the extra needle stability. From the NMT position I just move about a ring to the right, but look at where my ball guide is aiming before spin, kind of just moving it away from the bunker. Then we're adding spin, 5.8 top spin, 2 right spin, and then we're going to adjust max plus 15 power 5 numbers to match the ball setting that we're using. There is going to be a push-up involved here. I'll give you the ring amount for APOC 5 and 6. Obviously 7 and 8 and level 4 you will have to... 7 and 8 will be a different amount of rings, of course. Level 4 Apocalypse you need to push up additionally. So 5 and 6 is going to be 5 ring push-up. Then I would do a 4.5 ring push-up with APOC 4 plus another 7 yards to account for your lack of club distance. Full overpower, slowish needle, try and hit perfect. Bouncing there towards the bunker, so a great left might be dodgy. You can great proof it if you want by moving your position to the right, but we're looking for 414 yards or thereabouts. Second shot with the Grizzly, we're going to add spin first, 4 top spin and 1 bar right spin. Setting up here with the ball guide as shown, we are going to be about 3 or 4 green squares short of pin, ball guide aiming to the right. I've also got the white ring very close to the rough line. There is a small gap there, so try and replicate, pause the video, make some detailed notes if you can. Landing position plus yards minus 5% elevation, plus 6 is going to be 73% on the slider. That will be plus 9 with the Grizzly 7 and 8. You're going to use Grizzly 9 numbers regardless, and you make 2 pulls over the bullseye, please. Centre the ball, hit perfect, bouncing very nicely on the fairway pad. It's great safe both sides, rolling up onto the green, and if you're lucky you're going to get the albatross here on this par 5. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.